Hello. Whenever I see you, I take a big breath. Ah, I feel my consciousness expanded. And Gay and I were just talking the other day about what we're really interested in is continuing to expand consciousness in whatever ways the universe wants to move through us, and just continue doing that. So it's a different strategy than many people have. First, you feel bad, and then if you've earned your right to feel good, you feel good for a little while, and then you feel bad again. The whole upper limit cycle is so built into our society. I really see it everywhere. And so I invite you, when you notice there's that, uh-oh, look out, just wait, that's a great opportunity for you to let yourself use love scoops and also loop of awareness to return to our natural rhythms, which are of expanding and then integrating, expanding and then integrating. And since we've just had this huge amount of atmospheric river water here in California, where I live, in fact, yesterday I heard that we have received so far 24 trillion gallons of water, which is as much as the entire Amazon River. And yeah, so we've gone from a 1,200-year drought to recreating the Amazon in California. So we're in wild times right now. And so for me, what the image that arose for me today out of all of the water was that our loop of awareness is like the windshield wipers of our perception. So if you're doing loop of awareness, that is simply shifting your attention. What that does is clear your perception, both for what you're observing out here and also for what you're observing in here. So I'd like you to let yourself start by imagining that you have this enormous reservoir that has just arrived in your area of the world and in your personal location, and let yourself actually sink into that. You can dangle your feet in it, you can flop around in it, you can float in it, but that pool is a reserve for you to draw on. And I'd like you to let yourself bring in love scoops in whatever way you're inclined to right now. So just check, do I want to let it seep up through my feet? Do I actually want to have reached down and get it like I'm playing in the pool? Do I want to stamp around in it like kids I saw at the farmer's market yesterday they would all rush toward the puddle and then they would go and everybody. And of course, all of us parents and grandparents around, we found that just completely cute, and unless it landed on us. But that's all part of the play. So letting yourself start by getting yourself some of that reservoir filled up. And then notice what it takes for you to actually receive. So rather than just going, okay, yeah, I'm going to do love scoops, and yeah, okay, yeah, and going through the motions, actually let yourself get some love, feel where it's most wanted, make contact, and receive. I had, after a class I did last week, I had this phrase come up: receive, resonate, respond. And yeah, I went, ooh, that was cool. It just arrived. And so I'm thinking too of your receiving. First, let it be okay from you to receive just from the universe directly. because a lot of us have got our receiving tied to somebody that's never going to give us that thing that we want. I had receiving tied to my very serious and engineering father, whose way of appreciating me was to find the thing to criticize so that I could keep growing. That was his way of expressing love. And so to me, it felt very, like I wasn't getting very much. So I just decided to let myself receive from the universe in general. So let yourself bodify for a moment your willingness to receive. And as you do that, some other things might come up like, oh, I don't really deserve it. I didn't really do anything. And let yourself include that, the voices, the you haven't earned it, and all of that. And bodify, I'm willing to receive. I can feel a kind of a little strut wanting to happen for me. It's like, I'm willing to receive. So however that wants to occur for you, let your whole body get involved, your breath, the back of your body, underneath your feet, the roots of your hair. Thanks, Jody. All of the different places in you that want and can receive nourishment. And take a moment to kind of tune into that, because that, excuse me, is it can be kind of your touchstone for, like, if you get the wobbles, let yourself just come back to bodifying, I'm willing to receive. Now, my guess is that's going to bring up all kinds of things like, oh, what about all the other people? And so let yourself return to, I'm willing to receive, even though I'm embarrassed or I don't feel I deserve it, those thoughts that are going on. So I'm going to give just a little extra to thoughts. And then let yourself imagine from that flow of love that you're experiencing, that your loop of awareness, your shifting of attention is a windshield wiper. And just let yourself notice, do you feel more fuzzy in here, or do you feel more fuzzy or like there's debris out there? And it doesn't really matter, because as you shift your attention, so you can imagine your windshield wipers going this way, or they can go this way. I've had ones that go like this. You could make your own windshield wiper up. You could have yours go in a infinity curve. You could have it loop in, loop out. You could have it be a dual windshield wiper, so that you're whoosh, whoosh, and let yourself find your satisfying sound that wants to go with your loops today. So for me, it was a kind of a whoosh, whoosh, but it could be bloop, bloop. Like, what's the sound that most facilitates the flow of letting your attention go out and then letting your attention come back in? And one of the things about windshield wipers that we can also do is adjust the tempo. So in your whoosh, whoosh, like if there's a lot coming in, you could go whoosh, 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 whoosh. Or if there's just a little mist, you could go whoosh, whoosh. And then if you get all excited about that and you forget your reservoir, you can take a moment to scoop. So for me, I know I'm getting filled up when there's a natural pause for me. So a natural pause where I want to take a breath. I want to settle. I can feel the bottoms of my feet. I can feel where I'm sitting. There's a natural little pulse of movement that wants to come through. I get more spontaneous. So the practice of shifting your attention refreshes you, cleans the perception, the windows of perception, and allows you to receive more. Our reservoir here in Ojai, we had so much flow that debris got into the sluices that wasn't allowing more flow into the reservoir. So what could be a more perfect metaphor for looking at, is there debris that is keeping you from really receiving? And mostly that debris is our being critical with ourselves. Like, I'm not good enough. I need to earn this. I have to wait for everybody else. So kind of a faux bodhisattva move, rather than really letting yourself be part of the expansion. So letting yourself find right now, what's the pace that feels most delicious to you for your loop of awareness windshield wipers. I'm finding myself wanting to do really big ones. Like I've got, got one of those flares that I can go whoosh, whoosh. And I also find that I like to get my sound and my pace matched up so that my whole body is enjoying the experience. Yes, I'm loving what you're what you're doing. And also let yourself look what other folks are doing, because you could try on, ooh, I think I'll try that move. That looks cool. That's part of the joy of doing this together. Also, our culture has gotten more and more and more two-dimensional, like don't move, don't do anything that's going to make you stand out. So this is a great opportunity for you to really just let yourself be as spontaneous as possible, because this is definitely a place where you can do that. And you can, by your own spontaneity, inspire others and maybe find whole new ways of, like Monica, I can see you just discovered a whole new way of moving. And then that can be osmosed by others, which is really wonderful. I was looking, I found this the other day, and while you're bodifying what you're doing right now, I want to read to you this wonderful quote that I just found from James Baldwin. I know this is MLK Day, and we have right now, as I'm looking across the street, as I'm looping out there, the auditorium across the street, they're getting ready for a big celebration that's going to go on all day. And for the first time in a month, we have sun. So that's going to be great for them. But I wanted to share this quote because it so embodies, I think, what we're up to. So, the longer I live, the more deeply I learn that love, whether we call it friendship or family or romance, is the work of mirroring and magnifying each other's light. Gentle work, steadfast work, life-saving work in those moments when life and shame and sorrow occlude our own light from our view, but there is still a clear-eyed, loving person to beam it back. In our best moments, we are that person for another. And so my experience is that that's what we're creating together, that we're mirroring and beaming and magnifying. We're able to see each other's light probably more than we can see our own. And so being a magnifier, a mirror and a magnifier and a rippler of love and attention is what we're up to. And I'm also going to turn to my present connect play and see what it's got for us today. Presenting is appreciating. So the definition of appreciating that I'd like to use today is giving your sensitive awareness to. And for me, my fingers want to move in a more kind of spider web weaving kind of way, giving sensitive awareness. And so I'd love for you to give sensitive awareness to a loop that gives sensitive awareness out, maybe to somebody you're drawn to in this group, and then appreciating, giving sensitive awareness to something in you. Like I feel just a little tightness in my chest today. So I'm going to just give some sensitive awareness to that, what's wanting to be experienced and expressed right there. And then connecting is to create a This is my favorite wonder move. So let yourself create your today and see what spontaneous is wanting to come to pitch, and let yourself sing it through a whole out breath. So I can feel mine is more up in my sinuses today and vibrating my face, which feels really delicious. The vibrates you in a very pleasant way, vibrates me in a pleasant way. And the more I the more I get vibrated in a very, very delicious way that opens up wonder. So if I put together with appreciating, I get a very powerful combo, because the creates curiosity, which allows me to give that sensitive awareness to myself and others. And then play, chunk. So play, I can still do it if I choose to. And sometimes when I'm not choosing to, I have a way of speaking that starts out here and then it goes over like a bumblebee visiting different plants. And so, I noticed this one over here, and then I noticed this one over here, and then I come back. I eventually come back, but other people may not be able to follow me as well. So chunking is really about just taking a bite of experience, a bite of communication. And so I'd like you to chunk right now what you're experiencing, like one out breath of what you're experiencing. I'm feeling my nose a little wet, and I feel heat coming up my shoulders. So just whatever wants to come, just open your mouth and just chunk it. And also for chunking, notice if there are any requests that you've been wanting or needing to make. And requests work so much better if you chunk. Like, I'd like you to bring the trash back in and line the barrels up so that the handles are out. Chunk. So anything that can't be delivered in one out breath is an opportunity for chunking. So if you have a communication style, it's like really actually tossing the ball. If you never toss the ball, the other person doesn't have a chance to toss it back to you. So if you're going, and then I want you to, and then I want you to, you've never tossed the ball and allowed the other person to chunk with you. So chunking and humming and appreciating are a suggestion for your Presence Connect play for the week. So thank you so much for being here and for being with each other and being with me. And I look forward to being with you next time. And you're welcome to stay and chat and chunk and toss. Bye now.